In this module, we will be discussing few other functions of date and time. The one is date diff, work day, and network day. Now the date diff actually gives you the difference of two date based on certain units. So 3 units we have D, M and Y. D represents the day, M represents the month, and Y represents the year. So suppose we have a project start date. Like for example, we have a project start date on 27th of July 2023. And that project ends on 31st of July 2023. I want to know what is the duration of this project as far as the days are concerned. In that I use the date diff. Now this date diff function is not available or is not seen on the sheet, but it is still, you can use it. It's hidden or it was there earlier but it's not there. Whatever be the reason, it's still available and you can use it. So this is your project start date. This is your project end date. And this is my duration, D. Okay, so it says 4. So it's 4 days from the start date to the end date. So if it starts on 27th and ends on 31st, it means that you have 4 days. The duration of this project is 4 days. Now if I can just put a function F4 here, and make it absolute reference and then drag it so that my formula doesn't change. The reference to my formula doesn't change. In all cases it will be 4. Why? Because it have put D here. I want to show month. It will be 0 because the difference is 0 as far as month is concerned. And if I want to show the year difference, that is also should be 0. But now suppose I put this 23, I convert that into 24. Now you can see that the difference of day between these two is 370. Now if I make this 31 as well, just for the understanding sake, then you see 366 days. Normally it's 365. 2024 is a leap year, so 366 days, 12 months and 1 year. So difference of these two date as far as year is concerned is 1, month is concerned is 12, and days is concerned is 366. So this way you can find out the difference of two dates based on certain durations or units like day, month and year. We'll move to another function called workday. Now what does this workday does for us? Doing is to find out the end date of a project. For example, if I have started a project and it takes 3 days or 6 days, what should be the end date? So the end date is just not calculated by adding it to the start date. It takes care that weekends are not counted. And that is why the name workday, because it calculates the working day. So weekends are excluded from it. Okay, so let's see how it works. We go into the next sheet here, and in this sheet we have the project start date and the duration. So if you look at this sheet, it says that workday takes start date and days. Holiday is optional, so we won't take the holidays. So start date and days. And here I've created a July calendar. I've created a calendar for July. Right, for that we don't need to go and refer to that every time onto my taskbar, but I'll just put it here. Okay, you can validate this. Now this project start date, for example, if I give the project start date to be 1st of July 2023. Now if you can see that this 1st of July is a weekend, Saturday, Sunday is a weekend, and I would say that this project will go for 4 days. That means if I calculate it from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should finish on the 4th of July. But if I don't take the weekends exclude the weekends, then it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It should finish on 6th of July. So let's see. If I say is equal to workday, start date, comma, days. So if it is 1st of July 2023 and the project took 4 days to complete, then it finished on 6th of July 2023, and it excluded this. So it counted, it did not count this, it did not count this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? Now suppose I want to include holidays as well. That means 4th of July is my holiday. So now what would be the project end date? It should not take this, it should not take this, and it should not take this. So it should take 1, 2, 3, 4. So now my project start end date would be 7th. So let's do that. We'll say is equal to work day, start date, duration, and holiday is this. So I include the holiday as well. So now what will be my duration? 7th of July 2023. So this is one which is excluding weekends but not holidays. But this one is excluding weekend as well as holidays. Okay, so that's how workday works, because it excludes weekend by default. And if you have optional holidays which also needs to be excluded, then you can do that. The other function we have is the net workday. Now net workday, you start and end, and it will tell you the number of days the project will last, or the number of duration of the project, which includes, which will take into consideration the weekends. And if you have given the holidays, it will take into consideration the holidays and then count the number of days. So let's see here. We have the project start date. We'll take the same start date here. And we now give that the end date is, like for example, 06/07/2023. So my duration it will calculate is net workday. Net workday will calculate the net working day. So this is my start date. This is my end date. Right? It exclude weekends. So it's 4. So you now give the start date and end date, it gives you the duration. You give the start date and duration, it gives you the end date, right? Similarly, if you include the holidays, then it will give you the number of working days as 3. Because if the project starts on 1 and 6th, and this 2 is a holiday, and this is also a holiday, so project is actually working days is 1, 2, and 3. So let's see, is equal to net work day, start date, end date, and the holidays. So 3. So this way I can actually calculate the number of days between two projects, or if I have a project and its duration, then the end date, which excludes your weekends and excludes any holidays, and then calculate the work day, right? Now in the next sheet, we'll see the project start time and end time. Suppose if I have the project which starts at a particular time, ends in a particular time. So it's a 1-hour project or a 2-hour project. And how do you call the duration in hour, minutes, and seconds? Now to do that, let's give the project start date as it starts at 0100. So around 10 a.m. Right. So, and it finishes around 12 p.m. So I'll say is equal to hours. So I'll calculate the hour of this, hour of this, the bigger one, minus the hour of this. There's no function available though. And then I'll it shows me 2 hours. So 2 hours has been. Now, for example, if I say I started it around 14 and then end on 18, then again, I need to go format cell because it changes to time. So 4 hours, right? 4 hours of work. Okay. Now, if I say, if I want to find out the minutes, so I'll say is equal to minute this minus this. I'll get the minute part from there and minus this. So now I need to format this as well to be of number or general. So right now minutes are 0. So it says 14:30. right? So it starts at 14 and ends around 18:30, for example. It says 30 minutes. So 4 hours, 30 minutes, right? So 4 hours, 30 minutes is the total duration. So this duration is in 4 hours and this is in 13 minutes. Now suppose this takes another 30 seconds as well. Okay, it takes another 30 seconds to finish. So we'll say is equal to second serial number minus second serial number and say end. And of course, we'll format this by using the format printer. So 4 hours, 13 minutes, 30 seconds is the duration of this project, right? So if I give here 45, if I give here 19, 5 hours 40. If I give here 40, so 5 hours, 0 minutes, 30 seconds, right? So this way you can find out the hours and minutes and seconds interval as well. If the duration of project is given in time, then you can find out how many hours, how many minutes, and how many seconds is the duration of this project.